Hi, Bashar. My name is Lisa. I'm based in Hong Kong. A few years ago, I saw your video talking about Hong Kong-China situation. You mentioned that by 2025, we will have a political change. At that time, I was really doubtful about this because we were at the high time. But in this few years down the road, we saw the change and it's probably where we're heading. And I want to ask, is it a very bad change? And after that, will it be better? Are we safe to stay in Hong Kong in this period?
I cannot answer those questions directly for you because it involves too much political information which we are not allowed to intervene in. We can say this: after 2026 and somewhere in 2027, after a major contact event, many things on the planet will change in a more positive direction. That's all we can say for now.
Good day. Thank you so much for this. It's so exciting.
It is our passion and our pleasure to interact with each and every one of you. What would you like to discuss?
I want to talk about a paradox.
Please, by all means.
Many years ago, when I first started meditating, I felt suddenly that I was not breathing, but I was being breathed by the universe through the top of my head.
Yes.
Another time, I felt like I saw a million miles away a red disc that came dashing over toward me and then over the top of my head. And by then it was the entire universe, and it fell right through me and landed between me and the earth.
All right. Well, what's so paradoxical about this?
Well, and then the final one is that my head opened up one time in meditation and fell completely to my heart. And between my heart and the ground, I was on the earth. And from the heart up, I contained the entire universe.
Yes,
So,
well, you do. You all do. You're grounded
yes.
in physical reality experience, but you do contain the entire universe because you are the entire universe expressing itself as a piece of itself. That's the paradox. You maintain the connection to all that is, yet at the same time you honor the reflection and aspect of all that is that you are as an individuated piece of it.
I guess my question about it is that that if that is the case, which I know it is, I totally I know it is.
Yes.
How can I, like, if I'm having a problem with something.
I beg your pardon, I beg your pardon, I beg your pardon. A problem? You mean a challenge, an opportunity to grow?
Yes, yes.
Well, then
so
if you're having a
specifically,
challenge and an opportunity to grow, where's there a problem?
yeah,
It depends on how you face it. It depends on how you define it. Clarity about what?
Well, for one thing, I have in my entire career never felt like I've been successful at it, even though I'm very, very good at what I do.
Isn't that success, being very good at what you do?
I guess it is. I just have to be satisfied with that and not.
And why aren't you?
I feel like I should get paid for it.
And why don't you?
I don't know.
Sure you do. What are you afraid will happen if you ask someone to pay you for what you do? What are you afraid will happen?
They'll send me packing.
Why?
Maybe I'm afraid I'm not that good. I know I am. But
So this is an issue of your worth and deservability.
yeah.
Well, you understand that just by the fact that you exist, you're worthy in the eyes of all that is. Otherwise, you wouldn't exist, because all that is doesn't make mistakes. And if you exist, you're worthy of your existence and being who you are and being true to yourself. Because to say you're not worthy and not deserving is to argue with creation, and I guarantee you will never win that argument. It is also very arrogant to say that out of all the beings in creation, I alone am unworthy. I alone do not deserve. That's actually arrogance.
Yeah.
What makes you so special that you would stand out as being unworthy when creation needs you to exist? Otherwise, you wouldn't. So are you not worthy on the face of your existence?
Yes.
Then stop worrying about it. You can be fair. You're always going to check yourself to make sure that you maintain a balance. But if there's no real exchange for what it is you have to do, what it is you have to give, then there's no balance. There's no fairness. There's no exchange. So what is wrong with having some degree of exchange that represents the idea of the worth of your gift that you have to give? I'm not saying you always have to charge for it, but it's all right to do so if you maintain a balance and an equality in the exchange.
Mhm.
Yes?
Yes.
So, do you feel more comfortable doing that?
Comfortable, like, asking for money?
What is it that you do? What is your passion? What are you
Well,
doing?
right now I'm painting, and I'm
Paint,
also writing, and I wrote a
paint,
book, and it's just
right.
never gone anywhere.
That's all right. The experience of writing the book is what counts. Do you understand? It's the
Yeah.
experience that allows you to grow. You're insisting on a particular outcome that may or may not be representative of what you actually need in life.
Mm.
So this is why we're talking about the difference between persistence, which is really just continuing to be willing to act on the path of your passion, and insistence, which is a forcing your will on what you think should be the outcome that represents something when in fact it may not represent that at all. And being all right with the idea of how things are unfolding, how things are coming out, and staying in a positive state no matter what happens so you can get a benefit from it, and realizing that it is the experience itself that is the worthwhile thing, not necessarily the way you think it should play out, because you don't really know what the ideal outcome actually should look like. You don't.
No.
Your people make you think you do. Your culture makes you think, well, if you write a book, it should be a sparkling success. Who says? Maybe the writing of the book, maybe the completion of writing the book is the sparkling success, and that's enough for you. Now, I'm not saying other things can't happen, but you're putting too much emphasis on the idea of the outcome as opposed to the experience that you're having in the process. Because,
I did enjoy writing it a lot.
all right, and if you completed the book, that's a success. If you even started writing the book, that's a success. You know how many people on your planet want to write a book and don't even start? So, even writing the book is a success in the measure of many people's eyes. So, start broadening your explanation and definition of success. Success is being yourself. Success is learning the lessons you wanted to learn and acting on your passion, giving you those lessons. Don't focus on the idea that just because your passion comes in a certain form, that that particular form has to come to fruition. That's not always the case. It's the doing of the thing that is the necessary thing, the important thing, the thing that helps you grow. You don't know what that skill is going to bring you in the future. It may come in handy later. You may write something else and it may go where you think it should go. But again, it's not about that. It's about the doing of the thing that is representative of your passion. So many people on your planet are not willing to act on their passion. The fact that you're willing to act on it is a smashing success in our eyes.
Thank you. I've always tried to act on my passion, even before I ever heard what you said about it.
Then that's a success, because so many people on your planet never do that. They have hopes and dreams and they never act. Remember, action is the language of physical reality. So you're speaking the language. Many people don't even build up the courage to speak the language that they know would be the language of their truth. They never do the thing at all because of their fears that it won't be a success, it won't do this, it won't do that. If it doesn't do that, I'm a failure. Blah, 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 as you say. It's the doing of the thing that is successful, and the learning while you're doing that is the true success. Whatever it is that happens with it, whether people buy the book, whether you become a millionaire, whether you only sell one copy, you know the reason why you wrote the book and the success you got out of doing so, the lessons you got out of doing so, what kind of a person it made you to do so, what it strengthened within you to do so, how it opened up your imagination to do so, how it improved your communication skills to do so.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not even about the fact that the book sells, But the idea of your imagination opening up, your communication skills improving, that will come in handy later in life in a way that will allow you to look back and go, oh, I see. It's not about the fact that the book sold or didn't sell. It's about that now that I'm in this situation, writing the book gave me the skills I need to really accomplish what I'm accomplishing now. Everything's interconnected. Everything's in orchestration. Don't put so much pressure on yourself about the way you think things are supposed to unfold or come to fruition, because you really have no clue what the ideal outcome is yet.
Yeah. I'm always hoping I'm doing what the universe that I felt inside me wants me to do.
It's not about the universe wanting you to do anything. If the universe wants anything, it's for you to be yourself and decide what's true for you and follow your passion. Because passion is the universe talking to you. It is your higher mind sending you messages saying, this is the next step. That's why you feel it that way. That's what passion is. It's a message vibrationally delivered by the higher mind and all that is, saying this is who you are. Your body interprets that message as the sensation you call passion and excitement and creativity and love and action. So by acting on your passion, you are listening to your higher mind, you're listening to the universe, you're willing to believe it's guiding you. And when you act on your passion, you're speaking the language of physical reality that tells your higher mind and the universe, yeah, I heard you, and I'm willing to listen to your guidance. And then the universe and your higher mind can send you more opportunities to act on your passion. You never know what form or why your passion comes in the form that it does. Never assume that that form itself must come to fruition. It may, but it doesn't have to, in order to have achieved what it needed to achieve in you that you wanted the most, and that you will use in your life at some point to your benefit, and maybe to the benefit of others as well. You never know. Your life is not done yet.
Right. I hope not.
Well, it doesn't matter if it is, because if it is, you've picked the timing, and that
Yeah.
means you're done with your theme. So don't worry about it. You're not going to cease to exist. You're just going to change your form in the same way that you might change your clothes. That's all. Your
Yeah.
consciousness will still continue because you are an eternal, infinite being. You don't ever really die. You just transition.
Yeah. I remember that from
All right.
when I was little.
Then take the pressure off
Yeah.
yourself and
Other
enjoy.
life.
Take the pressure off yourself and enjoy what you're doing for its own sake. And then watch the magic happen around you. But again, don't put any insistence or expectation on what that magic needs to look like. Just watch the magic. It'll bring you what you need. Even if at the moment what you need is something that you don't prefer, because it's going to see, how do you react to this? Do you react to it the same old way? Or have you truly changed and you're going to respond to what we're delivering to you in a different way, which is the true measure of change? The true measure of change is not whether the outside world changes. It's whether you change in your response to things that stay the same. That's how you know you've really changed. And then the outside will mirror that change within you. But at first, many people will test themselves. Have I really changed? Oh, look, this has happened again, and now I'm reacting the same old way. So you haven't really changed. So why should the universe?
Yeah.
If you're still frowning, the reflection in your mirror will still frown back. It can't smile until you do.
Mm-hmm.
Does this help you?
I think so. Of course it does. Yes.
All right, then put it to use. Take the pressure off yourself and just enjoy what you're doing.
Yes. Thank you
All right.
so much, Bashar.
You are so welcome. Aveo.